Okay, where we are now in Gornjak Monastery. We're gonna hike up the Mali Vukan, and then we're gonna continue to Sumorovac next day. So let's go. Broken heart. This is Mali Vukan, 2.5 hours. There will be a viewpoints, the first one in 5 minutes, second one in 40 minutes, and third one in 1 hour. So it's just by the road here at the Veliki Gornjak. Just turn around and start hiking here by the stairs. Let us go! So we are following these red signs with a white circle in the middle until the top, and now it got steeper, so over here just turn right and continue up the hill. So now we got to the first viewpoint. The main road just goes down here, following around to Jagubica. It's the electric cables. So I think that's where we have to get up. Oh, pretty steep. It's Mali Vukan, I think, and it's Veliki Vukan on the right. We got some bigger trees here. I notice it's more cooler here because these trees provide more shade. They also hold more water. And here we got to this thing for feeding animals, which is great, but sometimes they come through here to shoot them. So it's how sadistic is that to feed them. So you can see these tall trees are the last refugee of a big trees pretty much in the whole Serbia. There is not many places to have so many big trees because of illegal logging and making place for grass-fed cattle. So now we got out of the forest onto this field, which is probably for grazing animals. Now we probably have to cross somewhere here, and then that's Mali Vukan where we have to get, and there's gonna be a connection from the other side, and then after that we go down to the saddle and then down to Veliki Sumarovac. And as we're crossing through this field, we notice that there is a house here, which means there must be a bigger road here that you can get here with a car. And soon enough, we connected to this tractor road. There was even a dog barking at us here. So over here on the right, we can probably see Mali and Veliki Sumarovac, and on the left, we can see Mali and Veliki Vukan. So the Serbian markings is always somewhere where you can't really see it. So we came from there and we didn't see it here. It was like behind a tree, so it's always so much markings when it's not necessary. When it's necessary, there's nothing. We just connected from here. It was quite bushy road and there was no signs at all saying which way to go. I think it was one old sign going the whole way. And here we got to this crossroad where it says Mali Vukan 45 minutes, and here it is where we came from, Manastir Gornjak 1.5 hours, but you can also get down another way through Česma 4 Lule, which is 50 minutes and also on the main road. So it's 2 o'clock and we still have around 40 minutes till the top. We should be there before 3. Now the path is pretty grassy here, so not many people hike in Serbia, that's the problem. The path is even more bushy, nobody's walking here, poorly marked, only one sign per 100 meters. Oh my god. Now we have the view of the Beranica mountain. It's like 1,700. We were hiking there before as well with the camping, so check out that video on our channel. Now we stopped here for a lunch break, and you can see down there is where we came from, on those woods, and then we continued around up till here. We have probably another 20 minutes to the top. So over here we can again see the peak of Veliki Sumarovac, but under there we can see the scale of deforestation here, which is huge. So the future doesn't look good for Homolje mountains. Hopefully people can wake up and protect it. And over here we got to another crossroad, so we came from over here on the left to Manastir Gornjak, but on the right it says Tvrđava, which means castle ruins, 1.5 hours on the right. And shortly we connected to the ridge of Mali Vukan, so now we just have a little bit to the top. You can see how the cliffs are on the right side, and it also got much more windy, so I don't know if I can fly a drone that I brought with me here.
Being mowed and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with summer.
Alright, and here we finally made it to the top of Mali Vukan, 752 meters, so I've never been here. We just been to Veliki Vukan, which is maybe half an hour from here. can see the view from these cliffs, it's amazing. Also the forests are nice down here, but there is still lots of deforestation, as I mentioned, especially on the Veliki Sumorovac. The government is not really doing anything about this to protect those woods, because there's a lot of money coming from here, because there's lots of 100-year-old trees, they are really big and there's lots of money to be made from it. And over here we can see the top of Veliki Vukan, where we've been before. You can check out that vlog on this channel, but today we're not gonna go through that peak, we're just gonna go under it and around. So now it seems like the wind got a little bit weaker, so I'm just gonna give it a go and try to fly a drone a little bit around here.
The beat.
Okay, it's 4 o'clock 2 minutes. We just finished flying the drone from here, but it's high wind velocity. So you know that one time I had to crash on somewhere else because I couldn't get back, and now we don't have even time to look in some of these bushes here. And imagine if I crashed it somewhere down there, it'd be even worse. So maybe gonna fly it tomorrow again. And the footage was not too good because it was against the sun either way. So now we're just gonna head to the saddle between Mali and Veliki Vukan down here, and after that we're gonna continue down, I think that way, until somewhere there where we should find some water, hopefully. So let's go. So we just descended from up there. We got again this pine woods, which you might remember from the vlog from Veliki Vukan. And now we're gonna get to the crossroad too. At the crossroad, so here you go to Veliki's Vukan, just over there, maybe another half an hour. And here we came from Mali Vukan, 10 minutes. And down here we keep going to Veliki Sumorovac, it's 3 hours. But we're gonna camp somewhere down there, and there should be a water, hopefully. So because we're running low on water, our plan is to hike for another hour, but if we don't find any water, it will be not worth it to camp because we would not have water for tomorrow. Also for cooking the dinner, but there is usually some streams at the bottom of the valley, so we are having high hopes. But as I said, if we don't find any water in 1 hour, we'll just get back to the main road the shortest way possible. And here we connected to the sign that says Lovačka Česma, or Hunting Fountain, 20 minutes away, which should be some spring or stream, so hopefully we're gonna get some water there. Also connected to this bigger tractor road, but we don't know if the way to Veliki Sumorovac is right or also on the left. And here we see some place for cutting wood, so it's quite concerning how far from civilization deep into the forest they've been destroying the nature. They're also living in the trash here, which is typical for these woodcutters. Now you're walking on this bigger forest road, and there is two streams, but it's really little, but we could fill some bottles from it for dinner and stuff. But we're gonna keep going maybe 10 more minutes. It should be some hunter's fountain, and maybe there will be even better stream. If not, we'll just return back here. Alright, and here we finally got to this hunter's fountain, which is like a little spring here. And this construction was built by hunters, so that at least they do something good except of just killing the animals. It's totally psychopathic. And shortly after we fill the water, we were lucky to find this perfect spot for camping on the ridgeline. There's also a little hill with an open area where I'm gonna try to fly a drone. Alright, and here I'm flying the Mavic Pro drone, so you can see the Veliki Vukan peak just in front of us here, so I'm just gonna get closer to it, and maybe I'll try to even get all the way to the top, but the problem is the height is only set to 200 meters maximum, so I don't think it'll fly all the way there. Underneath here you can see this nice forested area, but I don't think the future of this forest look really great because of the illegal logging. The loggers are getting pretty much everywhere now with the machines and tractors. Just trying to enjoy these forested views while we can because the threat is real, especially for the animal agriculture. In a few decades all these forested hills might be empty with just cows and sheep grazing there. And especially in these third world countries like Serbia, people don't really have much environmental consciousness because they're basically living from salary to salary just to afford some food. Caring about forests, especially in these areas, is the last thing on their mind. They just want to exploit it as much as they can so they can live better. Especially these beech trees are very expensive, so you don't have to tell people twice here in these areas if they wanna chop down some woods to earn more money. They will not hesitate twice. And sadly the government is not interested in protecting these forests because they're just corrupted and getting more money from illegal logging. So the whole shift in thinking of regular people needs to happen for these forests to be saved. So as you can see, I'm very close here to the top of Veliki Vukan peak, but the height is about 200 meters, so I can't go any higher than this, but still pretty cool views from here. So I think we couldn't ask for a better place for camping and flying a drone. It really looks amazing around here. Many people actually don't know this fact, but most deforestation is caused because of animal agriculture to clear up the land for the grazing for animals like cows and sheep, just for growing grasses like hay to feed the animals, or just for growing the feed crops like corn, barley or wheat. That's why you never see huge fields of potatoes or broccolis or things like that, but you always see things like corn or wheat, barley, because that's not for human consumption, but like 80 or 90% of it is just to feed the livestock. Alright, and here we're back at the campsite cooking some rice with some dried tomatoes and zucchinis. We also added some canned of beans in there, but it's pretty oily and it was also pretty heavy to carry, so we have to find some other way to carry and cook the campsite food. So it's better to take more dry things, and maybe things like pasta is also good with a dried tomato sauce. And even though we had a little water filter, today was literally no water on the pot at all, not even a little puddles until the end. It was a bit a gamble at the end whether we're gonna find the water or not, so we want to avoid this situation in the future. The only way to do this is to locate the streams and springs on the map. But we are learning as we go, so thanks for watching the first day of our camping adventures in Homolje mountains. Tomorrow we're gonna hike up to Veliki Sumarovac, so definitely stay tuned for that video. And as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous!